Chapter 5 The Festival of Aten. Kesi, is it always this loud? I asked, tightening the wrap over my shoulders. It's the Festival of Aten, she said. The louder it is, the less you hear the knives. That's comforting. It's the truth. Stay close to him today. I plan to. We stepped into the main square, sunlight spilling over every stone. Flutes trilled, drums pounded, and dancers wove between columns draped in gold. The air smelled of incense and roasted figs. Akhenaten turned to me. You've never seen the city like this, have you? Not this alive, I said. Or this dangerous. His smile flickered. The people come for joy. My enemies come for opportunity. That's why I'm staying close. That's why I'm watching every shadow. The crowd surged forward as the priests lifted the Aten's great sun disk. Children threw lotus petals into the air. I caught movement from the far edge of the square. Rahotep, standing half in light, half in shadow, his eyes fixed on the pharaoh. Rahotep's here, I murmured. I expected him, Akhenaten said. He loves to be seen when he's planning not to be. Shouldn't he be farther away from you? Distance is only comfort for the careless. We reached the temple steps. Akhenaten raised his arms, voice carrying above the music. May the sun's light fall equally upon all. Something caught my eye, a flash of steel weaving through the bodies below. My heart kicked. Do you see him? I asked. See who? The man with the dagger moving toward you. He didn't turn. Where? Left side near the water cellars, curved blade. His gaze stayed forward. Are you certain? Yes. I grabbed his arm, pulling him 2 steps to the side. The movement broke the rhythm of the ceremony. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Guards surged forward, wrestling a man to the ground. The dagger clattered on the stone. Akhenaten looked at me, his voice low. You saw him before my guards. I was looking for him, always. A captain bowed. We have the attacker, my king. He says nothing. Take him below, Akhenaten ordered. But the crowd wasn't looking at the assassin anymore. They were looking at me. A noble woman's whisper reached my ear. Too quick to act, almost as if she knew. Another voice hissed, she staged it. Look at her standing there. I stepped back, my chest tightening. Nefertiti's figure cut through the onlookers. Her voice was silk and venom. How brave, and how convenient. I saw the dagger, I said. Of course you did. And you pulled the king aside in time for the guards to look heroic. Do you think I'd risk my life just for a performance? Her eyes narrowed. I think you'd risk anything for his favor. Rahotep approached, slow and deliberate. My queen, perhaps we should be grateful for her timing. Timing is everything, vizier, Nefertiti replied. His smirk was thin as papyrus. Indeed, sometimes it's the difference between saving a life and earning suspicion. Akhenaten's tone sharpened. Enough. She acted when no one else did. And perhaps, Rahotep said, no one else knew when to act. I stepped toward him. If you're accusing me, say it. Accusations are for the reckless, he said smoothly. I deal only in truths others whisper. And what's your truth? That you're dangerous. Not because of what you've done, Rahotep said later, but because of what people will believe you've done. The ceremony resumed in a fractured rhythm. Akhenaten finished the blessing, his words louder than before, as if to push away the doubt. But I could feel the weight of every stare. When the crowd began to thin, he turned to me. You saved my life, and lost my place in the court. Only if you let them write the story. They're already writing it, and Rahotep is holding the pen. He glanced toward the vizier, still speaking quietly with a cluster of nobles. Then we need to take the pen from him. How? By making them believe you're beyond reproach. Or by catching him with his own dagger, I muttered. He almost smiled. That too. Kesi found me in the corridor afterward. You've made yourself the sun today. Meaning, everyone sees you. That's never good here. I couldn't just stand there and watch. I know. But now they'll wonder why you were looking in the right place at the right time. I was looking, and they'll ask why, and they'll answer for you. I pressed a hand to my temple. Nefertiti's glare could have burned me to ash. She's the queen. She knows how to burn without touching. And Rahotep's smirk means he thinks this ends with you gone. That night, I stood at my window, the city still echoing with music from the festival. Somewhere below, the assassin was in chains. Somewhere closer, whispers twisted into sharper blades than the one I'd seen. And in the palace shadows, Rahotep was already planning his next move, one that wouldn't be so easily stopped. Chapter 6. A Kiss in the Shadows. A guard appeared at my door. "The Pharaoh summons you." Kesi's eyes flicked up. "Now, at this hour?" "Yes," the guard said. "Alone." She whispered, "Be careful. The court listens hardest when the halls are quiet." I stepped into Akhenaten's chambers. Lamplight warmed the carved walls, but his gaze was cooler than the air outside. "You saved my life," he said. "I did what anyone should have done." And yet, his voice dipped. "The court doubts you. They're looking for a reason to doubt me." "They found one," he said. "Your timing was perfect. Too perfect, they say. Do you think I staged it?" His eyes searched mine. "I think you moved without hesitation. That is rare here. That was danger, not timing. Not politics. I acted because I saw a dagger, and you pulled me aside before anyone else saw it. Would you rather I'd waited?" "No," he said quietly. The silence stretched. I tried to step back, but he moved forward instead. "Do you trust me?" he asked. "I don't know yet," I said. "Do you trust me?" "I'm trying to." The tension between us broke like a snapped bowstring. His hand rose to my cheek, warm against my skin. His lips found mine, sudden, desperate, tasting of something unspoken. For a moment, the gold of the room vanished. There was only his breath, his hands, the rush in my ears. Then he pulled back, the weight of reality settling between us. "This world," he said, voice low, "it doesn't forgive moments like that. You're the Pharaoh. Can't you decide what's forgiven? I can protect you from many things, but not from the court forever. So if the viziers demand my exile, I will fight it," he said. "But their voices are strong. Even kings bend when the foundation cracks." I crossed my arms. "So I'm both the woman who saved your life and the woman they want gone. That's what makes you dangerous. Or disposable." He stepped closer again, his voice sharp. "Not to me. Then tell me what to do." "Survive," he said, "and don't give Rahotep another weapon." That night, the moonlight cut pale bars across my floor. The latch clicked. "Kesi," I whispered. She slipped inside, eyes wide. "I shouldn't be here." "You're shaking. What happened?" She shut the door. "Rahotep's been in the barracks. He's gathering guards loyal to him." "Why would he need guards?" "To stand behind him when he moves against the king." My chest tightened. "And I'm his excuse." She nodded. "He'll tell them you're a danger, that the king is blinded by you. Then when you're gone, he'll take the rest." "How soon?" "Soon enough that you should be ready before the festival dust settles." I pressed my hands to my temples. "I can't just leave. If I go, it gives him what he wants. If you stay, it gives him the spark." I paced. "What about the king? If Rahotep moves, he'll be in danger." Kesi's voice lowered. "He's already in danger. But you're the one Rahotep can touch without starting a war. Unless the king stands up for me." She shook her head. "He'll have to choose between his throne and you. And I've seen men choose before." I sank onto the edge of the bed. "So I'm the knife he wants to use on Akhenaten." "You're the shadow he'll blame," she said. "The knife comes later." I looked at her. "Then I have to get ahead of him." "And how will you do that without becoming exactly what they think you are?" "I don't know yet," I admitted. Kesi leaned in. "Then find out quickly. The night in this palace is shorter than you think." When she slipped out, the chamber felt colder. I lay back, staring at the ceiling, hearing both Akhenaten's voice, "I can't protect you forever," and Kesi's, "Rahotep is gathering guards." Two truths, one choice, and no way to survive without losing something. Chapter 7. The Betrayal Unfolds. Rough hands yanked me from sleep. "What? Get up," a soldier barked. "You're summoned." Kesi scrambled up from her mat. "Where are you taking her?" "Council chamber," he said, shoving me toward the door. "Why? She's done nothing." "That's for the council to decide." Stone floors chilled my bare feet as they dragged me into the torchlit chamber. The air reeked of incense and accusation. Rahotep stood at the center, robes heavy with gold. "This woman," he began, "is not who she claims to be." I glared at him. "You're reaching, even for you. She carries foreign magic," he said, "and uses it to cloud the pharaoh's mind." "That's absurd." "Is it? You arrive from nowhere, speak our tongue, and stand at his side while plots bloom in the shadows." Akhenaten's voice cut through. "Enough. She saved my life." "Or stage the danger to win your trust," Rahotep countered. I stepped forward. "If I wanted you dead, vizier, you'd be—" "Silence," one of the elders snapped. "You will speak when asked." Rahotep's lips curved. "We searched her chambers." Akhenaten stiffened. "Without my command? When the safety of Egypt is at stake, I need no command." A guard stepped forward, holding a scroll bound in red cord. "We found this hidden beneath her bedding." "That's not mine," I said instantly. Rahotep untied the cord, unrolling it with theatrical care. "A plan to deliver the pharaoh's council notes to our enemies in Mitanni. Names, schedules, all here." Gasps rippled through the room. "That's a forgery." I said, "You planted it." Rahotep feigned offense. "Do you accuse the council of deceit?" "I accuse you." Shouts erupted, some in my defense, others spitting venom. "She's a spy," one elder shouted. "She's the king's puppet," another yelled. "Or his mistress," someone sneered. Akhenaten rose, voice iron. "Enough. She will not be condemned without proof." "You have it in your hands," Rahotep said smoothly. "I have lies in my hands," Akhenaten snapped, "and I see who benefits most from them." Rahotep spread his hands. "If you protect her, the court will believe you're compromised." "Then let them believe it," Akhenaten said, his eyes on me. The council murmured, the sound like a swarm of flies. An elder turned to the pharaoh. "If you will not pass sentence, then confine her until the truth can be weighed." Akhenaten's jaw tightened. "So be it. She will be held in the east wing, under my guard." Rahotep smirked. "Alive, for now." I locked eyes with Akhenaten. He held my gaze for a long beat, a silent promise I couldn't yet read, before soldiers took me by the arms. Cold bars closed around me. The chamber smelled of damp stone. I gripped the iron, my heart still hammering. The latch clicked softly. "Freya," Kesi whispered through the bars. "You shouldn't be here." I had to. I heard everything. "They think I'm a spy. They don't think, they decided." "I can't stay here, Kesi. Rahotep will." "I know. That's why I have a plan." "What plan?" "An old drainage tunnel under the east wing. It's half blocked, but you could squeeze through." "And go where?" "Anywhere the vizier's reach doesn't stretch." I shook my head. "I can't leave him here with Rahotep closing in." "You leave, you live. You stay, you die. And if you die, you can't help him at all." I closed my eyes. "If I run, they'll say it proves I'm guilty." "They already say that," she whispered. "The only difference will be whether you're alive to fight it later." "I'd be abandoning him." "You'd be saving yourself, and maybe him too. If Rahotep can't use you against the pharaoh, he loses his sharpest weapon." I gripped the bars tighter. "When?" "Tomorrow night," she said, "when the guards change and the kitchen's empty." "And if they catch us?" "They won't, because you'll be gone before they look." I opened my eyes, meeting hers. "You're asking me to leave everything." "I'm asking you to live." Her footsteps faded down the corridor, leaving only the drip of water and the distant hum of voices plotting my fate. I leaned my forehead against the bars, torn cleanly between the one man who believed me and the one chance I had to survive. Chapter 8: The Choice and the Sun. "Kesi," I whispered, "are you sure no one's seen you?" "No one sees what they don't want to," she murmured, handing me a dark cloak. "Put this on, keep your head down." The torchlight from the hall barely touched us as we slipped into the narrow gap behind the storeroom wall. "This is the hidden passage?" I asked. "Yes. It runs beneath the city wall, then out toward the desert." My footsteps echoed softly. "And after that?" "That's for you to decide." The air grew cooler, the stones damp beneath my fingers. We walked in silence until the tunnel's mouth opened to the pale shimmer of moonlight. "Kesi," I said. Why are you doing this? Because if you stay, you die. And because I think the king will follow you. In his heart, if not in his feet. I swallowed hard. That makes it worse. We reached the city's edge. My breath caught a tall figure. We reached the city's edge. My breath caught. A tall figure stood in the shadows. Kesi, I whispered. I know. Go. She melted back toward the tunnel. Freya, Akhenaten said softly. His voice carried the weight of nights without rest. You shouldn't be here, I said. Neither should you. He stepped closer. I've arranged a way for you to return. I frowned. Return to my time? Yes. Through the locket. The priests believe it's an offering to Aten, but it's more than that. It will take you back. The world seemed to tilt. If I go, what happens to you? I stay and face Rahotep's knives alone. And if I stay? He looked away. We die together. My throat tightened. Why give me the choice? Because I won't chain you to this fate. You were never meant to be here. Tears blurred my vision. I reached for his face, memorizing the warmth of his skin, the shape of his jaw beneath my palm. I don't want to leave you, I whispered. You'll still carry me, he said, just as I'll carry you, across time. That's not enough. It has to be. The night air felt thick. I searched his eyes, desperate to find some answer that would let me stay without losing everything. But all I found was truth. His lips found mine, slow, then urgent, tasting of salt and sun. My hands clung to him, knowing they have to let go. When we broke apart, his voice was a rasp. Go now, before the guards notice I'm gone. I took the locket from around my neck, a gold warm against my fingers. What happens when I open it? Light, then sound, then your world. And you? I'll watch until the light swallows you. I leaned in one last time. In another life, I said. In every life, he replied. I opened the locket. Golden light spilled out, too bright to bear. His silhouette was the last thing I saw before it swallowed everything. The air shifted. Heavy desert heat replaced by the blare of car horns and the smell of exhaust. My knees buckled, and I caught myself against a shopfront. Cairo. The noise was overwhelming after the silence of Amarna. People brushed past, the rush of modern life pulling me back whether I wanted it or not. I pressed the locket to my chest. It was cold now. Are you all right? A voice asked. I turned and froze. A man stood there, tall, with the same deep eyes I had just left behind. Not identical, but close enough that my breath caught. I think so, I managed. His gaze lingered on mine, something flickering there, a spark, as if we'd both stepped into a memory we didn't know we shared. For a heartbeat, the city noise fell away, and I wondered if history had just found a way to begin again.